Hi, thanks for tuning in to another episode of The Spiritual Scientist. I'm Victor. Thanks for checking me out. So, as I'm driving in doing my commute, my morning commute, thought I'd talk to you guys a little bit about things. I went to a wedding yesterday, and a very casual wedding, and it was pretty cool. What I did enjoy, I felt like I was in Fight Club for a little bit, which is cool, like as a Tyler Durden character, because I started talking to the guys who were the bartenders and just had like a glass of wine or two, but just talking to those guys and very, it just, I forget how hungry for knowledge, some people are. They're just so hungry, We started talking about, he was just talking about one gentleman and then talking about solar power and how that was the future. And then I mentioned fusion and newer, fusion reactions that I talked about on my channel. I think this may have gotten deleted. But I was talking about how deuteronium, I was watching it, deuteronium's in 50,000 parts of water per, I believe, gallon. There's one particle of deuteronium. Deuteronium's an isotope. When it's combined with tritium, which is derived from fusion reaction, but it's not hard to derive. Tritium, when you combine those things, you get a more of like a type of cold fusion reaction. So I'm very interested in this. The interesting part about this fusion reaction is that it implodes, it doesn't explode. So we get the energy from the implosion. Now, if you combine helium-3, which can is huge amounts on the moon and on Jupiter, helium-3 would be in the upper atmospheres of Jupiter, almost unimaginable amounts. Then we have enough, energy to fuel our civilization, but for a long time. But when you're talking about deuteronium that's in the water, that can be easily, derived from the water, then literally water can be powering our civilization, which is really interesting. And I have to say, these guys, I was just talking to them for a little bit, and they're rapt. They're so interested in what I had to say, and which is good, the way it's supposed to be. You're supposed to be interested. They're interested in Elon Musk. He's a symbol for a lot of people and a lot of downtrodden people, because basically he says what the heck's on his mind, and he's just kind of like, yeah, let's do it. Let's do this. Let's do that. It's so refreshing, and it's so important for people to know, hey, here's a guy that's trying to do something, and it's very interesting when that happens. And we dwelled into cryptocurrencies, certainly came up. There is a lot of interest with cryptocurrency, and rightfully so. But the interesting thing is that, for the common man, it's gambling. Yeah, we know that. But for the common man who is doing their investigating, they're going to put money into the cryptocurrencies, because it just seems like it's a way to get out from under the thumb of this debt ridden system that we have. And it was so fascinating. I was interested in talking with them, and they were fascinated with me. And like a group of guys, which happens. Sometimes I go out. If I go out in, a setting or public, I've had this, have had this happen before, and like a group of 10 people or 20 people will kind of surround me, start asking questions. I start talking to them about things, and it's really, really really interesting to talk about some of the things I talk about on my channel, which, you know, comes out and they're wrapped, you know. People are just so interested in this and, you know, what I talk about and the future of technology. Now, when I'm driving to work, but it just strikes me that there's been so much technology that's hidden from us. You know, unfortunately, and I'm not anti-government as much as maybe I come out. Like, there's so many good things about, you know, living in America and the American system, and so many positive things. All you hear is people beating up because we have free speech, unlike other countries where they don't have free speech. So, you know, America gets dragged through the mud a little bit because, hey, we can trash ourselves, but other countries can't, and all you hear is good things. But the people over, you know, in other countries, you know, are not happy, believe me, and they can't even talk about it. But you know, there has been, you know, suppressed technology, and some of that, I have to say, it could be rightfully so, because I read some interesting books on it, and one of the books said that, you know, disruptive technologies can, you know, paralyze the world. Let's say somebody does invent an engine that runs on water, you know, that's disruptive to the automotive industries, this industry, that industry. You know, it's disruptive to a lot of things, and, you know, rip apart economies, and you know, that's the problem with free energy, because our system's based on all these different things. You know, I think eventually we're gonna wean off of these things. I am, you know, there's, you know, the part of me inside that wants to say, hey, just release all this technology that we have. I do understand the reluctance of, you know, the government of releasing a lot of information. I mean, in technology, I get it. And I think there's some wise minds behind some of this stuff that's saying, hey, maybe we shouldn't, you know, release it. But you have to understand, like, if you're doing something wrong, if you're poisoning the guy who has, you know, invented the car that runs on water, you know, that's just not, it's so evil, you know. It just shouldn't be that way. You know, there's, speaking about, you know, disruptive technologies, and I don't have to mention, but I feel compelled, because I do speak about the truth a lot, is that over the White House, after Biden was inaugurated, it was like 3-4 weeks ago, after they had this hologram of Michael Jackson in the sky above, after the lights went out, above the White House. And I was like, why would they do that? Are they testing out holographic technology as a demonstration to the president, the new president, of a plan that they have to fake an alien invasion or something like that? You know, so you see, if you're, you know, just thinking, I mean, it would be not a dumb idea to think about it. And then to have, now above a U.S. warship a couple of weeks ago, you know, triangles in the sky, you know, higher and above. It looks to me as if it was a, you know, U.S. Navy secret project that one of the sailors filmed, that they're testing out this holographic, you know, technology. I think they are way ahead of what we think of as holographic technology, in their implementation and technology that the some governments can do. I think it's so advanced that you would, like, you know, flip out if you saw it. Like, you probably you could be with a few transmitters, you could be sitting next to someone and think they're there, but it would just be a hologram. I think that's technologies. I think it's already a little bit old for them. All right, I have to go. Thanks so much. Like, subscribe, share. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.